D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished the latest episode of Andor, episode 6, and they did the heist, which I was happy about because if you remember last week, I was all like, it wouldn't surprise me that if they didn't do the heist because this show is slow. Now, I just want to say that this was a good episode. It wasn't as thrilling as I would have hoped it was, which I know some of you are going to be upset about that. I get it. Listen. Again, if you like this show, I don't even hate this show for me personally. Like, it's like, I like this universe, but like, even like, for instance, Mon Mothma, we go to her, like last episode, we went to her for like, what, a total of like 2 minutes. And then this episode, we went over to Coruscant for like 30 seconds. And I'm just like, I mean, like, I understand Cassian is our main character, but I'm just like, I feel like he's not getting as much screen time as these other yahoos in the show, but yet we're not getting around this universe, and I wish they would do that, but it's still fine. Like, it's fine. The show is good. It's not like it's bad. Like, I would never like talk smack about how like this show, I would never say this show sucks. Like, that would never come out of my mouth. Like, I wouldn't be like, this show, well, I mean, maybe I have said that before, but I didn't mean it like as in it's bad. Like, the writing is solid. It's very aesthetically pleasing. The acting is good. It's just the story is a little like, it's the pacing is my problem. So, and yes, I am impatient. I'm an impatient person. So get over it. Okay. But like I said before, this one was the heist was I don't know if fun's the right word, but it was good. Like, and and I'm interested to see where the characters from this episode that survived, what happened, what is going to happen to them, or slash what's, where is it going to go? Also, I just want to say, like, when it comes to Star Wars and other shows that have aliens, like, we don't get as many aliens as I'd like to see. Like, or I feel like this show, we've gotten a lot of humans, and I understand with this one they had to have humans because the Empire does not get aliens. You have to be human. I mean, they do have Thrawn in there, but he was an exception to the rule. But the Empire does not hire humans. I mean, non-humans. They don't hire aliens. So I get that, but I just wish there was, like, the people in this, the Aldani, I wish that they were more alien looking, but they're not. They're human. And I'm like, I kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, I really do like, they had to be human because then how would they infiltrate? I just wish it was, I just wish there was some more aliens. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna break down this episode now, and we'll get into it. But before I do, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm. Small channels like mine, we always get shoved to the back of the line. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. So now we got that out of the way. Let's party. Okay, so it starts off, they, from last episode, they're in this encampment. They're ready to go to the base. They're just hanging out. Here's Cassian with his hat. I like that hat. I would wear that. That's super fun. And then we get Namek. I don't remember how to say his name, but he's got a fun hat too. I would totally wear that hat also. So they're just in here talking, and remember last episode he told them that he's a mercenary. He's in it for the money, and he's all like, Namek is all like, I couldn't sleep because of the mission, because it's the night before, and he's all like, but when I sleep, I write, and it's only natural that the rebellion would get mercenaries, yada yada yada. Sorry, it's very early for me. I need the caffeine so I can get pumped. Okay, so then I can't remember what he says here, but he says something about how his excitement, he'll be ready, So back at the base, this guy who is the leader, I like he is, talking to where is he? This guy who's from Coruscant, the Empire, whatnot. And he's talking about the Aldani and how to get them to dwindle down their numbers to come to this little festival, they will set up a bar halfway there, and they'll lose a large chunk of them. And he says, how many is it? And he's like, well, the last time we counted was like 80 or 60 or something like that. I can't remember. It's a very low number. And then he's like, do they know that this is the last time they're going to be allowed to come to this? And he's all like, no, it's best to not tell them or whatnot. So they go outside and he's all like, hey, is everything all set? And he's like, yeah. So here they are using this to communicate with what was her name? Sith, the blondie. And they contact them because when the shiz goes down, this is the only communication that's going to be available. And so they're in this little rock hut, right? By the lake, on the other side of the lake. And so they start heading in. So he's talking to him about the planet and like the little star system thingy, the little meteor shower. And the Eldani show up. They push them through or whatnot. These guys come across the little rock fort that they're in, and they're ready to like fight it out. Oh, and then before that, hold on. We find out that this guy, I can't remember his name. He was an ex-stormtrooper, and that the Empire, mowed down her whole family. And when she found out, she was a little perturbed. So the Adani go through, they follow because they're, playing out. And so this guy's belt won't fix because he's gotten fat. He's a little fatty. Which we've all been there. Am I right? Am I right, fellas? But he's like, will you come help me with this? And he's like, it wasn't pack. It's shrunk. And she's like, or maybe you've expanded. And then his son's like, I don't feel good. And he's like, yeah, you always don't feel good. And he's like, listen, he's like, if this goes well, I could get transferred off this planet. And isn't that what you guys want? You guys want off this planet? And I'm like, yeah, good point. So then the Eldani show up and they're just getting ready. I'm sorry. Like, I can't remember if anything said. Like, he's leading them into the thing, and the ladies go underneath the lake. Now, this was cool. I didn't get a thing of it, but the bubbles were coming up underneath and coming up on the thing, and you saw like a trail in the water. But the men weren't paying attention because they were too busy looking up. And I was like, ooh, that's good. So he brings in this fur, and he's like, oh, the transfer of furs, we trade furs or whatnot, so we can. I'm sorry, I'm gonna take my hat off. So we can show them that we're peaceful. And you're like, and then they talk about the smell, and I'm all like, do these goat people really smell that bad? Because my grandmother had a farm, and she had goats and sheep and all that stuff. And I mean, yeah, they smell like goats, but it's not like they it's freaking awful. So I'm like, how bad can these people smell? I mean, it must be bad enough, or everybody mentions it. So do you remember this guy from the last episode or whatnot? Their little communication guy. So these two are hanging out, and they give the little goat pellet to this guy. They trade, and he says the ghosts of our ancestors will always remember, something like that. And he's all like, he wishes you peace and everything. She sets up a jammer. And then they're hooking up to the side. Oh, here they are transferring it or whatnot. But she hooks it up and they're getting ready. And her girlfriend's all like, you're stalling. Let's do this. And I get it, but they finally contact them and they're like, we're go. And they bungee down and they go in. And as soon as they get in, they're like, put him down and everything. So they capture these guys, and they're like, he's like, I don't have access to the vault. And she's like, we know that you use your hand to get it going or whatnot. So you're all we need. So they get in here. Hold on, I gotta. They get all these people and they jam. This guy can't get this stuff to go. And these people, the Aldani, are like, and everything, and nom 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 and everything. They're just doing their thing, chanting and stuff. The little cooks get captured. Everybody gets captured, and she's all like, these two they touch hands and they're like, see you soon and everything. This guy's all like, we can't get the thing. Do you think it's because of the little meteor shower thing going down? They get in the vault. These guys, They do like inspection, line up, and then they like get down kind of thing, and they tell him like you guys are gonna put the money in this ship. So they look at his face, and then he pulls out that little navigational thing. So they get in there and they get all the money. They start putting the money inside the ship. He's able to do something to where he can hear what the rebels are saying. And he gets some men together. And the TIE fighters, they tell them to get the TIE fighters get ready because they can't get a hold of them. So they go down and they get in there and he's all like, hold on. Oh, the thing started. Sorry, I didn't get a good capture of it. My bad. And he shows up and he's like, how could you do this? And he's like, oh, please. So the TIE fighters are getting ready. Sorry, I'm going through all this stuff because it's very action-y and I can't explain action to you. I mean, like they get in their TIE fighters and they prepare to launch. This guy knocks over a bunch of money. And then the guy shows up and he's all like, Commander, and he's all like, he's like, we're doing a drill. He's like, or we're doing a secret mission. He's like, you aren't authorized. You need to leave. And he's all like, this guy starts to have a heart attack because, work, does that to fatties. So that was me. And I take it back. I mean, well, he is fat, but how you can have a heart attack even if you're not overweight. I could have a heart attack. It's not, sometimes it's genetic. So I was just being, unnecessarily mean to him. Well, I can't be unnecessarily mean to him because he's a douche. You know what? I don't take it back. He's a dick. He deserved that heart attack. So he's basically like, what's going down, sir? And long story short, they just start a gunfight. They're and everything. What's crazy is, okay, so you ever, if you're a guy and you used to play Star Wars when you were a little kid, I've noticed girls, because they usually don't play Star Wars. If you're a girl that played Star Wars, you're the exception, not the rule. Like my wife, whenever she does the laser gun blast, she always goes, pew, 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 pew. And I'm all like, that's not how it sounds. It's that's what you got to do. You got to do it. And I'm like, see, that's the difference. So they do get into a blaster fight, and nobody's really like, well, the rebels are kind of losing because their people die. So this guy comes up and gets Cassian by the throat behind and puts him in a chokehold, and they're rolling around on the floor. And then Nemec, he's able to see it or whatnot, but he can't really help because he might shoot Cassian. The stormtrooper, the black-eyed stormtrooper, he's like, cover me. So he covers him, but as he's running, he gets shot. So did that commander guy, the black commander guy. I don't remember all their names. I'm sorry. I know that some of you are invested in these characters, but I am not. I'm not. I don't care about them. The only one, but I do want to say though, I am happy that they did kill off some of these characters because it's high stakes at this point, except for Cassian. We know Cassian's going to survive. I do not worry about him in any way, shape, or form. But the rest of these, I was all like, who are they going to kill off and who's going to survive? I thought all of them were going to die. I'm not going to lie. I thought Cassian was the only one that was going to survive. So he's trying to reach for the gun, but he can't get it. So he turns. I didn't get a good shot of it. He turns his around, and the guy's back is facing Namek, and he shoots him in the back. So then they end up shutting the doors, and he's getting ready, and they get out here. This is the little light show. It's very pretty. I mean, it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. Like I thought it would be like super cool, but it's just it's just plain old cool. I know some of you are like, it's beautiful. It is beautiful, but I'm not that kind of person. Like, I don't look at a sunset and go, oh, it's so beautiful. I go, okay, there's the sunset. Moving on. I know. I'm so pessimistic. Anyways, so he's getting ready to launch. And when they launch, these guys, when he blasts in the tunnel, they all fly back. And this thing lands on Namek. And he's all like, I can't feel my legs. So she's like, I'm going to shoot him with some drugs. So she shoots him and he's all like, yeah, I'm pumped. Speaking of which, let's get pumped. Oh, smooth. Anyways, so they're out and about, and he's like, I need the way out of here. I'm flying blind. And he goes, fly up. I can't pull up. And he's all like, are you crazy? And he's like, pull up. And I'm like, yeah, just listen to him, dude. He knows the little navigation thing. You guys talked about this like 2 episodes ago. So he pulls up. The TIE fighters cannot fly. They're flying blind too because they are dependent on Empire technology. And that stuff's not working. So he's like, dive. And so he dives, and then he's like, pull up. And so he pulls up. These people are enjoying the light show. They're like crying and everything. And me, I'm all like, I wouldn't have cried. I've been like, whatever. It's pretty, but so what? So Namek, he's like the blonde, he's all like, we need to go to the doctor. He's like, we're the reason we're here because of this kid. He's all like, we have a doctor on standby, but she doesn't want to, possibly hurt the mission. He's like, we are going to go to the doctor. So they go to the doctor, and he looks like Maz Kanata, if you remember her from the sequel trilogy. He's okay looking. I mean, you could totally tell this is practical with these arms right here. It's obvious that this is just, another person under like around and everything. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm just, but that's what it does look like. I'm like, which is fine. It's totally cool. I'm not judging. I'm totally cool with it. So they're outside. Sorry, my arrow is in the way. I totally didn't notice that until now. So he's sitting here talking. He's like, hey, how much is it? How much money we got? Probably like 80 million. He's like, we could take it. I'll give you half. I'll take half. We'll go. And he's all like, I never had a brother. It was all a lie. It's like, so he's sitting here and he's talking about, how, all this nonsense. He basically is not in it for the cause. He's just in it for the money. And I'm all like, man, I'm like, out of anybody, I thought he was, gung ho about the cause kind of thing. So Cassian shoots him. He just shoots him. And then he goes in there. They weren't able to save Namek. He dies. Bummer. Because I like that kid. And he's like, I want the he's like, you can have the frigate, but I want the thing. I want my cut, and I will pay you for your ship out there. And he's like, give this to Stellan Skarsgård's character. And she's like, here. She's like his manifesto. She gives it to Cassian. And I was like, oh, that's interesting that she gave him the thing. And then he leaves, which I'm all like, that he's not really much from that other dude. Like, he's just taking the money and running also. But I'm like, whatever, it's fine. He's coming back. We know, and that's the thing. We know he's coming back because of Rogue One. That's the only thing. That's one of the things that I don't like about the show, but I understand that they can't help that. I really get it. But I just go, it would have been nice to go, is Cassian gonna survive this mission? And I, but I did go, will they fail? Because it totally is possible that they failed, that they all got out with their lives, but got no money. That would have totally been a possibility. And that might have been interesting to see what happens when the rebellion has a failure, and I'm pretty sure at the beginning they had plenty of them. So back at this place, I can't remember what it's called. This little lady, I can't remember her name either. They're getting a meeting or whatnot. And he's all like, we are going to enact every repercussion thing. I can't remember what it's called. They're going to take it out on the whole universe, and they're going to get everybody in line because of this one thing. And so the Mon Mothma is on the Senate floor, or space, and she's talking about whatever. And everybody's looking at their pads, their iPads. And she's like, oh, fine, what is going on? She looks, and she's like, oh, my goodness. So then back at Stellan Skarsgård's shop, this one was all like, the blue one is really nice. And he's like, yes, it's a language. She's like, it's a language that is dead. And she's like, oh, how sad. And he's like, no, not really. He's like, because it can say whatever you want. And he's like, do you have anything from Aldhani? He's like, what? And he's all like, he's like, yeah, it's all over the rebels. It's all over the news. The rebels attacked or whatever. He's like, we might have something in the back. He's like, I was joking. He's like, really? I was joking. So he's happy. They succeeded. And that's the end of the episode right here. I totally paused this. I was trying so hard to look at all this stuff. I couldn't see anything on here that looked familiar. Like even this, I don't really know what that is. I was all like, well, is that from something, this armor right here? And then like stuff back here. I was trying so hard to like zoom in and be like, what is that? I can't tell. Nothing I could tell. The only thing I could really see is this armor right here, and I was like, I have no idea what that's from. I couldn't even begin to tell you what that's from Star Wars. So as is, that's the end of the episode. Again, the episode was not bad. In fact, I would say it was good. It was good. It's just yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good. I really don't want to, I can't complain about this episode. Overall the show is still a little too slow for my taste. I wish that it was just a little bit fast paced. And a friend and fellow YouTuber, the Fat Mantis, I'll leave a link to his thing. He said I believe it was in one of his last Andor review. He said that it seems that the show every 3 episodes is its own little arc, and it leads all up to a big thing. And I have to admit that I think he's right. Like, for instance, episodes 1, 2, and 3, they led up to that big fight in that little town where Cassian, blew that thing up, the speeder and everything. And then this one, 3 episodes led up to this big heist. So I think that the next 3 episodes will lead up to something big, and then the last 3 episodes will lead up to something, big. And I have to just say, I don't hate this show. I just, it's just very like boring, and I mean, like, I know you guys are going to be like, it's thrilling and everything. And I really want to love this show. You have no idea how it pains me that I don't like I didn't like Boba Fett. That really hurt me hard because that's my favorite character. That really hit me hard. Obi-Wan, I did not like at all either. But and this show, I thought I was gonna love this show, like love. And I love Star Wars. I love this universe. I just think that the last 3 shows, the last 2 shows, and then this show have kind of let me down. But this show's not bad. Okay, I'm done rambling, but I'm gonna watch next week, and I just, I'm trying to go in it with a positive attitude. I swear I am. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. It's just, when the episode ends, I just go, okay. I just, I don't know what to do to make myself, I shouldn't have to make myself like something. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. That's just that, Okay, you guys, that is my breakdown and review. Tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? If you didn't like it, tell me why you didn't like it. If you loved it, tell me why you loved it. I'm always interested in you guys' opinions. I read all the comments. I swear I do. And you guys have some really good points. I'm not going to lie. You guys have, some of you don't. It's just, your review sucks. And I'm like, okay, fine. That's cool. That's a criticism I will take, but some of you this is why it's thrilling. This is why, it's, da 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 da. And I'm all like, okay, that's a solid point. It's a solid point. I just, when I watch it, when I like this episode, I was like, oh no, that was cool. And then I was like, whatever. All right, it's done. All right, now moving on. So yeah. All right, you guys. Sorry I rambled on there at the end. That is my video, you guys. Tell me what you guys thought about this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Who was your favorite character on the team, and did they survive? I want to know what happened to the girlfriend, because she was stuck on the planet. I totally forgot to mention. She was left on Eldani, and I'm all like, is the blonde going to go back and get her? Or is she just like, she's lost kind of thing? Did the one woman, did she join the Eldani people, or did she stay in the officer's uniform? What happened to her? But yeah. All right, you guys, tell me what you think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind if you make sure to please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys on my next Andor breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. May the force be with you. Bye.